The Bayeux Tapestry tituli are captions embroidered on the Bayeux Tapestry describing events leading up to the Norman conquest of England concerning William, Duke of Normandy, and Harold, Earl of Wessex, later King of England, and culminating in the Battle of Hastings. The tituli are in medieval Latin. Description: the Bayeux Tapestry was probably commissioned by William the Conqueror's half-brother, Bishop Odo, possibly at the same time as Bayeux Cathedral's construction in the 1070s, and completed by 1077 in time for display on the cathedral's dedication. It is embroidered in wool yarn on a tabby-woven linen ground using outline stem stitch for detailing and lettering. A dark blue wool, almost black, is used for most of the tapestry's lettering, but towards the end other colors are used, sometimes for each word and other times for each letter. The content of the hanging is primarily pictorial, but tituli are included on many scenes of the action to point out names of people and places or to explain briefly the event being depicted. The text is in Latin, which for the most part is grammatically correct, and is extremely direct, with each statement being closely tied to the scenes depicted in a given section. The text is frequently abbreviated as indicated by tildes placed over words at the place of omission of a letter. The words themselves are often demarcated by 2 points, which Lucian Musset likens to colonnes. Sometimes, more important section breaks are demarcated by 3 points. Many personal names, mostly in English, are not Latinized, and the same applies for names of places in England and for Beaurain, Belram, in France. In places the spelling shows an English influence, such as the phrase, at Hestinga Ceasrta, which in proper Latin would be ad Hastingae Castra. Some French names are either archaic, Rennes, or anglicized, Badgiers. Sometimes Franchi is used to describe the Normans, who at that time certainly did not regard themselves as French. The end of the tapestry has been missing from time immemorial, and the final titulus, a fuga verted angli, is said by Lucian Musset to be entirely spurious, added shortly before 1814 at a time of anti-English sentiment. The first word on the tapestry, Edward, is also a restoration Latin text with English translation. The English translation provided here is of a literal nature, to reflect the simplicity of the captions themselves. The numbering scheme uses the scene numbers on the tapestry's backing cloth, which were added sometime around 1800. Notes. Citations. Sources: Coatsworth, Elizabeth, 2005. Stitches in Time. Establishing a History of Anglo-Saxon Embroidery. In Editing. Robin. Owen Crocker. Gale R. Medieval Clothing and Textiles. 1. Suffolk, UK. Boydell and Brewer. pp. 1-27. Douglas. D. C. ed. 1961. Bayeux Tapestry. English Historical Documents 1042-1189. London. Eyre and Spottiswoode. pp. 232-78. Hicks. Corolla. 2006. The Bayeux Tapestry. The Life Story of a Masterpiece. London, UK. Vintage Books. ISBN 9781407065885. Jenkins, Richard. 2011. Westminster Abbey. 1,000 Years of National Pageantry. London, UK. Profile Books. ISBN 9781847650825. Musset, Lucien. 2002. La Tapisserie de Bayeux. In French. Paris, France. Editions Zodiac. ISBN 9787736902810. Musset, Lucian. 2011. The Bayeux Tapestry. Translated by Rex. Richard. Suffolk, UK. Boydell and Brewer. ISBN 9781843831631. Olson, J. M. Pasischoff, M. 1987. New information on Comet P. Halley as depicted by Giotto di Bondone and other Western artists. Astronomy and Astrophysics. 187. 1–11. Plache, J. R. 1867. On the Bayeux Tapestry. Journal of the British Archaeological Association. 23. 134–56. Stenton, Frank. 1965. The Bayeux Tapestry. Phaidon Press. Walls. Sydney. 1962. The Bayeux Tapestry. Its Sources and Influence. Scripta Humanistica Kentuckiensia. 6. Retrieved October 20, 2017 via the University of Florida Libraries. Bayeux Tapestry Museum. Latin-English translation.